Hey friends, after a long time, how are you guys? Hope everybody is doing great in their daily life and then in their career. Okay, sorry for not able to come, past a few weeks because of some, personal challenges as well as the company, job commitments. So yeah, recently, traveled to the client location where there was some activity. This is a new client, and we have to do some kind of engagement sessions, understand their requirements, pain areas, and then we need to find some kind of resources which they can fulfill their job duties. Okay, so that's where we engage with the client in Sydney, and we executed the due diligence that term. Okay, so that's why I was a little bit busy there, and then I couldn't able to come to the live sessions. Okay, but yes, I'm here, and today's topic is very important for the business analyst interview questions. I'm still seeing a lot of questions, a lot of hiccups in terms of if a fresher is going for an interview, what kind of questions is being asked to that candidate, and if an experienced person is going for the business analyst role, what kind of questions being asked. Okay, so whoever is joining, please put your questions in the comment area. I will reply, and thanks for joining, guys. Okay, so if a fresher if a fresher, when I say fresher, it means he just pass out from B.Tech or MCA BCA graduate. Okay, and he might don't know what kind of area or role he should be basically uh, looking for a job in IT industry. So IT industry, two types: service based, product based. Service based roles and responsibilities, BA roles and responsibilities, little differ from the product based BA roles and responsibilities. Okay, most of the time service based organizations work in as per the client, whatever the process methodology, the standards they follow. The service based organization, BS, has to follow the same same processes and the standards, whereas a product based organization, they already they themselves having the streamlined process, right? So you just need to learn, adopt, and then follow the same process throughout your career in that organization. Okay, so being in a service based organization and in product based organization, there are differences. In service based organization, if you are fresher, you will learn a lot of things, a lot of domains, because they work for different clients, and then different domains, and that's where you will be also able to learn lot of new things, rather than putting whole career 5, 10 years career in a single product based company, and then they will be only one domain and one kind of a work environment, technology, and all that. Okay, so if you are a fresher, you're going for an interview to a service based organization. I don't know why I'm seeing my screen is hanging, but yes. Okay, so yeah, I was saying, yeah. So if you're going for an interview to the service based organization, they will first check your common skills, and they will talk your past project which you have might have handled in your during the your education. Is it weak? I don't know, it's my laptop issue or something. It's somehow getting hanged, my laptop. Seriously, these HP, Dell, seriously, pathetic laptops. I seriously am regretting myself to purchase this Dell laptop. Seriously, you should buy good Lenovo kind of laptops. Actually, that performance optimum always. Okay, okay. So, hey, hey, Tech Talks. Hey, Alchemisms, I am not able to pronounce. Okay, but yes, I will respond to your question. Okay, thank you for asking, and be with me during this live session. You will be learning a lot of things, of course, and whatever the questions you have, please put in the chat, and I will be talking on that. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Same here. Tech talks. I mean, it's a long time. Yeah, but yes, sorry for that. I explained like this because of my personal and organizational commitments. I couldn't able to come, but I will come regularly now. Okay. So yeah. So from freshers, if they're going for service-based organization, I will suggest go for a service-based organization. If you are a learner, if you want to gain different kind of a domain expertization, different kind of technologies, you should spend some time in the service based organization in your first 4 5 6 or 8 years career. You will learn a lot of things. You will get different kind of clients exposures, like a us European client, and then Australian clients. I mean, you will be in Gulf as well. Okay, because they having a projects from all these globe, right? So you will be getting exposure, chance to meet all those peoples. Okay, so now what a kind of question they will ask. They will check your com skills. Okay, then they will ask you what project you have handled in your academics. Okay, if you're really a years experience, I'm talking that perspective. Okay, I mean, you just come out from your college. Okay, so they will ask these questions. Okay, your project, what was that project? You just need to explain what was the objective of the purpose, I mean, of the project. What was the purpose of that project? Why you have developed? What kind of pain areas of it is solving? And it is what are the target users of that your project application? Okay, and then what was the front end technology? What was the back end technology? These all things you have to summarize. If you have really worked on that your summer vacation project, okay, that I can see lot of people doesn't, they purchase from some institutions and all that. Okay, what, yeah, Raj, yeah, this cooker is whistle is, yes, coming out. Yeah, some food. I mean, I haven't done the breakfast yet. There was a kid judo karate function. I mean, some event was there, so I went there. So, but yes, I will so I will do after the breakfast, after this session. Yeah, so thanks for joining, Raj. uh, what's cooking? Yeah, it's normal food. I mean, rice and dal and all. Yeah. Okay, so for freshers, yes, these kind of questions, and then they will ask you the questions related to your ERP functions, and then you must have done some kind of programming like C, C++, OOPS concept in your first year, second year, semesters and all that. So they will ask you deep dive in that way. They will give you the star programming, calculator programming the session. I mean, they will give the kind of code challenge. Okay, they will tell you this. Okay, just write me a code in the C sharp oops concept, and then for this one, a calculator, a star. Right, they will, you print, you remember, right? We code very, but generally, they are just basically trying to understand what you have done, how serious you were in your academic. That's why they are asking these things. Otherwise they will not ask you. Okay, they will first check your comm skills. They will check your the commitments, and what are your career goals, what are your objectives, why do you want to join that organization, what you know about that organization. So you have to basically do some homework before going for the interview for such organization. If you're a 0 years experience, very fresher. Okay, but think about if you're a 5 years experience and then you're going for an interview for a service based organization, then they will ask you the whole 4 5 years in which organizations you have spent your time. What was those projects? What was the technologies it was developed, those projects, and then what was your role in those projects. And then they will ask you, can you please explain one of your finest project you can explain in deep. Then you have to choose whatever the best project you have handled across your career. Okay, then you can tell, oh, I work in this XYZ organization. I work there as a product owner or business analyst, senior business analyst, whatever the role. And then you need to call out that application, the purpose. What was that purpose of that application? Who was the target audience of that application? What was your role in that application? And then what was your team size? Which methodology you have followed? What was the technology of that application, front end, back end, APIs and all that? Okay, when you elaborate these things, then you can come on the roles and responsibilities. So as a BA, I basically on the requirements, I interact to client, understand their pain areas, requirements, and then I write them into a document. If it is a waterfall, say it is a FRS, SRS and all that. If it is a agile, say it, I create epics and user stories and all that. Okay, rest of things is execution part is very same. Okay, you can say yes, I believe in the collaboration, team collaboration, and then I always sit with my team. I always assist them whenever they need my help as a BA. Okay, so giving a clarity on the requirement is my responsibility. So these things you can call out very 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 loud, because these are the key skills of a business analyst, like assisting your team in terms of gaining them the understanding, the level of understanding you have on the requirement. That's where they can go and do the right coding. Okay, so slowly you will be also try to learn what they are doing. Take example, your 5 years experience, later you will be slowly growing in your experience, right? You will be 10 years of experience. 10 years experience doesn't mean you will anybody can expect you to write the code because you are a BA or a PO. But they will expect you to understand the technology, the architecture of the application. That's why when you work in an organization, you should be very closely work with the team. It doesn't like you give the requirement, okay, just my job is done, okay, you do your job. No, it's a team collaboration. If project is failing, it's not team or not your, it's a whole team failure. Okay, or it seems success, it's not your success, it's a team success. Okay, so that's why you should always very closely working with your team. Okay, if they are not coming to you, you should be approaching to them. Oh brother or friend, is there any problem in the current understanding the use story you're working on? Please feel free to reach out me. This kind of some good communication establish a good relationship with your team, and that will help a lot in your career as well. Okay, in the team management perspective. Okay, so that's where if you are a 5 years 6 years experience, this kind of question they will ask. They will ask you to explain one of your finance project, roles and responsibilities. They may ask you to write a user story. They will ask you the API knowledge. So what is that? This one, you have a REST API, right? So any application we need to write APIs, right, to communicate with different systems. Or if there is no different system, at least with your front end and with your database, there also you will be having a get and put methods, update methods, delete methods. So REST API knowledge very important, guys. Keep learning. Okay. Now you reach to that 10 years or 15 years of experience in the IT service company. Okay. You have learned a lot of domains, expertizations, skills, tech tools, and technologies. Now it's up to you. You want to grow in that service based organization as a, because they will be having some on-site opportunities, of course. Okay, but it's up to you. You want to continue, there will be a lot of pressure, of course, compared to the product based organization, but that's how. Okay, so it's you, up to you. How do you want to switch to the product based organization or keep working in there? Because there in the service based organization, growth rate of employee is very high compared to the product based organization, I'm telling you. Now, if you are a fresher and you are trying to give an interview in a product based organization, it's difficult, because product based organization generally don't hire fresher, because it's an overburden to them to give you the training on their products. And since you are a fresher, they don't know your capability of adopting the tools and technology and understanding of the product, how much you are will be fast or slow. It's very difficult for them. And the domain expertization, that's where we get very hard challenges in terms of getting appointed in a product based organization, because they expect you will be knowing the domain of that company is working, and then tools and technology they are working, they are using for their product development. Okay, so you can definitely, I'm not demotivating, but you can try for a product based organization being a fresher also, as long as you show your confidence. I am a quick learner, I'm enthusiastic person, I can put my best efforts and all that. You can try those product based organization. You can call out, I don't know about this domain knowledge, but yes, I am keen to learn this new domain and challenges. Okay, you have to show up your interest towards the learning and new tools and technologies. That's where if they feel you are a quick learner, and if they put some small efforts, you will be able to get that things easily, and you will be start contributing in their project soon. They will hire you. And now you are a 4 5 years experience and then trying for a product based organization. The same kind of question they will ask. The domain, first of all, your resume will not be shortlisted if they don't, you don't have a right domain they are working. I personally been rejecting, I mean, not rejecting, I mean, rejected so many organizations, product based organizations, because of that thing, domain. If a finance based company, they will not even look your resume. That's a bitter truth in this IT world, the black side of the IT world. Irrespective how many different other domains you have already worked, and you have shown your best in those domains, because that's any moment of your life, if you're going to work on any new thing, it's a new for anybody, right? You cannot learn, you cannot born with some domain knowledge. Once you work, then only you will gain the domain knowledge and all that, and level of expertization, right? So that RT organization also think, but the company who doesn't have those kind of a budget, time, resources to do the training, provide that the knowledge to that new joiners, they will not hire you. That's where we need to slowly do some kind of research on the Google, find some domain research papers, white papers, right? The people publish, right? So gain some domain knowledge. So you are working, example, now you've been selected, you got the right domain, you've been selected in a product based organization, uh, and then you will be basically closely working with the whole team, including architects and etc. Okay, and their roles will be like a product owner kind of role. There is no business analyst role for maximum product based organization, because they follow the pure agile. Sometimes they follow the scaled agile process, so you will not be seeing any business analyst role. So interview, what kind of questions in product-based organization? They ask domain-based questions. They ask you tools and technologies. They may ask you the question related to the architecture, but you have been involved in the designing of the application or not. Okay, and sometimes they ask you the, I mean, the API, wireframing. These are some generic questions. Definitely, they will ask you, and they will ask you also database related questions as well. Okay. Okay, so this kind of questions you see, I mean, in asking. Okay, so okay, Ms. Amanji, how's the give comments on the document like architecture document made an application optimization doc is given for review. So you can suppose there is a you want to give your comment for whole sentence, whole paragraph, or whole header. Suppose section 3.1, you want to give comment whole section level. Select that section, right click, there will become as a add new comment. So you can just click there, and then it will open a right side one text box. There you will enter your comments. Suppose You are not giving a comment on the header label. You want to give a comment on a one sentence. You select whole sentence through your mouse, right click, add new comments option will come. Click there, a text box will open right side. Enter that, save it. It will automatically save. I mean, you just send or enter something button will be there. So since you might be working as an organization in your office is already logged in by your account, so your comments will be appearing to others with your name, because you are a valid user of that Microsoft account. It's not a trial, or it's not a, you will be signed in and then you are giving the comments. That's where your name will, otherwise anonymous will come, anonymous. And that's where a single document of PPT or Excel can go to multiple people, as long as they are all having a valid accounts. They can open that document, and then they can also give the comment or reply to your message or comment. They will say, oh yeah, I got that, I will make these changes, or I don't agree with you. This is how we have to do. Please correct your facts. You can agree, disagree, you can rewrite your comment back outside. You can also make a resolve once you think your conversation done for the particular sentence or a word or a topic. You satisfied, you can mark a resolve. That's where your comment chain will be resolved. Okay, so that's how we do. Okay. This is Mani. Hi, Manish. Okay, so you asked one question. I have one question. As a business analyst, what do we do in the API review? We don't do the I mean, API review is what? So you need to understand the API functionality. Why we write the APIs? I just given the example of REST, right? So you write a API. I mean, you means developer. So developer will write a API to fetch the data from the database, or to send the data from front end to database, or to fetch the data from any external systems to this system, or to push that data from this system to external system, or to update any data from this system to other system, or from front end to back end, or delete data from this system to database or some other system. In terms of it's all kind of, basically you are giving instruction at one place and it is executing at some other places with the given command. Whatever the instruction you have given, it's a add, insert, or delete, or update, whatever. Okay. So we use the APIs. If there is no external system, even we use the API from front end to database. And within the internal system also, we need to write the APIs. Okay. So as a business analyst, you should be just understanding why we need API, where we can use the APIs. Because as a business analyst, when you go for the requirement gathering, you should be collecting the API requirements as well. I mean, what is that external systems through which you need to collect the data? What are those parameters? Those parameters you should pass to your developers, and your developer will write the API by having that relationship one-to-one mapping with that field to this field. So whenever that API call will happen, they will get the same data and get stored into the corresponding backend table. So they will arrange these things. The data is coming to your system from an external system. It will not be in the air. It will be going and sit in your database, right? So that's how we need to visualize what kind of APIs requirement at. So you need to come up with one small table, API type, API call, put method. Put method means you will be adding some data to some system. So you just need to mention what data you are expecting to um, uh, in that system, or you are collecting, fetching what kind of a data, get API, what kind of data you want to collect from which system to which system. Okay. So API review, we done two API reviews. Been a developer to developer, or basically tester do the API testing. As a business analyst, we just need to see whether the, I mean, think about, see if you are familiar with the Postman, Swagger. Definitely you can also check out the API is working as per the requirement or not. You can pass some parameters, input parameters, and you can see all those methods get put, update, delete, all those methods also you can check for that API. So as long as you want to expose yourself as a technical as well, you should be learning some API, this one, Postman and Swagger platforms to check, validate the APIs. Okay. Raj. Okay, so I'll Chisholm. This is Loken. Okay, Loken. Hi. I have been following you for long. Okay. Also, thank you for sharing the knowledge. It will help my interviews as well. Thank you very much. I mean, this kind of comments really appreciate. I mean, boost my, to make me more appealing to you guys. Okay. I mean, to contribute more to the society, to the community, to the aspirants. Okay. So I'm really grateful my videos are helping to the people and to the community. Okay, thank you very much, uh, Loken, for sharing your experience and your, yeah, thanks for the feedback. Thank you. uh, Now, what is that, yeah, Raj, thanks, yeah. Tech talk, yeah. So, Manish, I have a question. As a business analyst, what do we need to do API? I think, wait a second. I think I'm just need to little down this chat, right? How to handle situation? How to handle situational question? See, situational question. Definitely, this is a very good question. Itself is a very good question. Okay, so it's like. Uh, think about, they will give the scenario, so they will put in the situation, or they will do a play, role play game. So they will ask, interviewer will say, oh, I am a client, you are a business analyst, product owner, and you are collecting a requirement, tell me how to approach. So these are situational, and tricky. I also do this kind of interview to my candidates. I always go with the situational, conditional, because these are something you should be. If you don't have experience, you will not be able to answer, and that's the real, challenge you can put in front of a client, your candidates. See, if I ask you some normal things, what is API, what do you mean by business analysis, what is FRD, FSD, anybody can answer if they have Googled it, they have learned, read it from somewhere. But real talent filtration, or these things will happen when you put a situational question. So this, one of the example I told you, they will ask you whether, as a business analyst, you I'm a client, ask me the questions, right questions. You are collecting the requirements. How do you approach? Or there is a, document pending for sign off, and I'm not signing off. You are coming me to for signing off after four, 5 visits already you have done. How do you approach? So you be the moment you will say, "Oh, I have approached you 4 5 times. You're not. Can you please?" I mean, see, these these things, they are trying to understand your approach, the communication approach, the not communication skills, the behavioral skills. How do you approach to your client? How polite you are, in irrespective, they are ignoring you, they are insult, they will not insult, but sometimes we can see also, if the government clients and all that, I have seen, they may insult you. Oh, we don't have time, please come some, tomorrow or 3 days later. They will ask you to go. So they don't bother about that software implementation for their government organization. So because they are, if they implement a software, their transparency will increase, and they will not be able to make money, back and table, under table money. That's why they are afraid. But in generally, the senior profile peoples, the HODs and all that, they don't do that. But the lower, middle level employees, they do. Okay. So situational questions, you should understand first what they are trying to ask. Take your time to visualize the scenarios and cross questionings and all that, then you start question. Otherwise, if you immediately start, you should first frame a story in your mind. A story means a script. So any movie, take example of movie. So I'm going there, there will be a car coming, there will be a Another person is coming, I have to talk this person, what are the dialogues and all that. So think about that perspective. Whenever you're going to meet to a client, you should be having something is scripted in your mind. How I will approach, what kind of questions I will be asking, is there any pending thing which I need to ask first, and then rest of the further new requirements. So these all concept, the strategy should be in your mind, then you start questioning to your client. Otherwise you will be failing to ask the right questions. Okay. So whenever interview will ask you to conditional or situational questions, you can cross question to the interviewer to clarify the scenario, rather than start jumping asking the questions. No, until you don't have full understanding of the situation, what exactly he is trying to ask, what is that situation he's trying to create, until unless you don't have full clarity, don't ask questions. You can ask question to interview to explain more about the situation. Can you please elaborate more? I'm not able to get on the situation, I need more information. Okay. That's where. Thank you guys, thank you. I hope I tried to answer you, Manish. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Uh, Hi, Loken. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome. Okay. Hey, Abhay. Thanks for joining. I'm in a situation where I have more number of developers than testers. Okay. Generally, basically, say that is the ratio. You will be having a for 5 or 6 developer and then 2 or 3 testers, not three, even 2 testers. Okay. So dev team done all tasks assigned to them. But if I assign the same task to the test, then definitely he will not able to do that. No, I didn't get you. So how to manage the situation in Jira, like how to assign test task in Jira? See, you don't need to assign, buddy, Abhay. Why you are getting in that loop? See, take example within the sprint. They are You will be having developers, testers. You have allocated some stories. You must have done the planning session, right? In the planning session, you have already explained the requirements to the developer and testers. So your developer should start writing writing the code for these stories, whatever the stories they have picked up. And your tester should not sit idle. Okay, whenever they will develop complete, then only we will start testing. No, bhaiya, you should start writing your test scenarios, test cases, because the level of understanding a developer is having that on the requirement. As a tester, you should be also having the same level of understanding, or even more than that, because a business analyst has given the grooming session, requirement explanation to both of you. So the ideal situation is you should be going through. You should be basically developer should be writing that code for that stories, and then tester should be writing the test cases and scenarios. And the moment a developer push the code into the test environment, tester should be already having that test cases in place and should start executing those test cases. And whenever he's finding any bug, he should report immediately a bug. Okay. So it's not your issue, but you can ask these things to your testers boss. You should be thinking very beginning itself, not do not wait for like they will deploy in the testing test and then you will testing. No, you should be ready with your test cases. So as a moment, as and when they will publish that to the test environment, you should be executing. Then no, then you will not write and all that. Okay, because that's not the ideal practice. So what is that next question is, uh, so how do you manage this? Okay, and Jira and all that. That's what I'm saying. You, it's not your responsibility to assign that. It's a tester who should be writing that test related task within the given story. Okay, and they will be allocating or marking themselves. It's not you. It's probably they can take a help of a scrum master, but not as a business analyst. You should not get into that way. Okay. Uh, okay, I hope I have answered the question, Abhay, right? Okay, yeah. See, what do BA do in Jira? See, BA, I mean, BA basically create the epic and user story. That's the job. And Scrum Master, rest of the time, follow up with the team, whether the team is updating that story efforts there or not. Okay, so basically, it's a BA responsibility to create the backlog, the users epic and user stories for the team. That's the only job, and he should be grooming that stories with the team. Once it is groomed, is prioritized, for then we should just need to mark the stories into the corresponding sprint or iteration, and that job a scrum master also can do. A BA job is to having that understanding what this product we are developing. He should be having more than anybody the clarity on the requirements, and same level of clarity he should be transposing to their team. Okay, that's the job. And then take example, the sprint is going on, you missed some of the daily stand-ups and all that, so you can use the Jira, go to the reports, take the velocity chart or burn down chart. You will be able to understand how many stories, how many story points we have committed, how many, where we are today, we are near to the closer of the sprint, we have still these many story points. You can quickly call emergency meeting with the team boss, why these many discrepancies, why we are not handling the stories or implementing the stories at the right velocity. Okay, so these kind of questions you can ask with the team, and not you're not responsible to do anything other than the creation of a backlog on the and refinement and backlog refinement and prioritization of the stories. That's it. Rest of the scrum master will do, and rest of the developers and tester will do. They will create their test task and all that. They will fill the task efforts every day, end of the day. Okay, you just need to track sometimes. Okay, um, I think I've given that same answer. It's You said right, logical questions. So situational based questions in interview or logical based question in interview, you should be giving enough time to yourself to understand that question rather than jumping on the answering on the whatever the question they are trying to ask. Until unless you don't have the clarity what they are asking, you should not open your mouth in terms of answering that. You can ask probably to interviewer, boss, can you please explain more on it? Can I didn't get you, can you please little bit detail out that your requirement? So once you gain that knowledge, then only you will understand. Situational based questions, I told you, right? Role play. He's a client, you are a developer, sorry, you are a BA, or he is a developer, you are a BA, you are explaining the requirement to a developer. These kind of things. Okay, they will ask you there is a API issue in that, or they will ask you there is a delay in that one of the story you are not able to complete in the current iteration. What you will do if you're not able to complete? So you should be answering if you're not able to complete with basically you should avoid that situation, because if you're following with your team daily basis, you're tracking the progress of the team, you will not be come to that situation. But if somehow happen because of some unplanned leaves or some sick leaves happened within the team didn't get chance, or they realize the complexity later point of time, basically you should be doing a retro on that in the sprint retro, why this situation come, and immediate mitigation of that. You will be splitting that story into the next iteration. So whatever the task belong to that story is completed, you will be splitting into the next one, the uncompleted ones. Otherwise, if suppose there is a story has been untouched throughout the tenure, throughout the sprint, then basically you should move that story to the next iteration rather than splitting, because you haven't completed any task related to that story. So the right approach is you will move that story to the next iteration. But you have done some of the tasks belong to that story, you should be splitting that. Okay. Okay, Abhay, again question. Thanks for answering, Aman. Okay, thank you. But suppose tester is already copied with other project, occupied with other project. Generally, testers are not a shared resources. If such things happening in your organization, it means they are not able to manage allocating the right resources, right quantity of the resources. They don't have the right RLS, a planned RLS in for their project. Testers and developers cannot be on the shared resources. They should dedicatedly working for the project. Example, if you realize you don't need two testers full time, go with one full time tester. Why you are keeping a two testers partial, shared? No, don't do that. Go with one full time tester in your project. Release the other one. Let him put the effort to the other project. Example, BA cannot. I mean, think about that. When you go grow in, I mean, you having experience, expertise. Definitely, you can handle multiple projects same time. But in a general big organizations, they don't put you even more than one project. They will dedicate you one project. You should be taking ownership, end to end delivery of that. Okay. So but in sometimes they may want you as a BA to put into different projects, because if you think about, there is a dedicated manager, there is a dedicated scrum master. You don't really need to follow up day to day basis with your team. So you having enough time, basically you interact with one project client, collect the requirement, create the backlog. 2 3 days later you connect with other client, gain that understanding what they are asking, create the backlog for that project, close it. But it's a little difficult actually, spending time is BA time doesn't go so much in the requirement gathering and documenting, but it goes most of the time explaining the requirement to the team. So making them understand the requirement require a lot of efforts and time. That's why ideally we should work for one project. Abhay, next question. And one more thing that, hey Arjun, long time, huh? Thanks for joining. And one more thing that whatever said that great explanation, but we're in working that is a small company and they are in transition phase to agile environment, huh? So what? So transition phase doesn't require development? If yes, correct. Then your tester is not fully occupied, right? You can also visualize. Then what's the problem? If your tester is fully engaged of creating the test cases and testing the builds, either a fix, bug fix, or a new requirement development, it's a full engagement. But and that you can talk to your manager, project manager. Pause. There is a full-time requirement for a tester in this project. Why you are keep sharing that project effort, that tester effort to other projects? I'm not able to manage my projects. You can raise your hand. You can raise your concern to your project manager if he's doing. But if you yourself finding there is a transition phase, this just kind of no kind of a development is just kind of getting some kind of requirements and understanding KT process and all that. Okay, there is no big coding happening, there is no big testing required, efforts required, then it's okay, right? Let them shared resources. So it's you can also visualize which time you see what kind of how much effort a team is required in your project. You are not a project manager, but you remember you are owning that project. Owning means owning that project success, because you are owning the requirements. So to fulfill that requirements, it's you who should be thinking from your colleagues also, how much they are engaged. If they are free, you can talk to your manager, boss. There's no much the requirement for tester at this moment. So we can either share resources or we can release also from the project. That also you can give the suggestion. Okay. Yeah. So whatever the transitioning phase, if you see as a personally, Abhay, there is a large development happening. Sprints are going on, sprints are executing, new requirements being developed during this transition phase as well. You should require a very dedicated tester. And if you don't have, raise this concern to your project manager. Okay. Otherwise, you can raise that risk either through email. Boss, I see this kind of a risk in my project. There is no dedicated tester, and there is no dedicated testing has been happening in my project for the given requirements. I'm not responsible. This is my risk. Raise it. Put a mitigation plan also. I need dedicated tester, one or two dedicated tester in my project from this date onwards. That's your mitigation plan also. Submit, send it. The job is done. Nobody will come tomorrow to you, boss. What you are doing? Why you are not raised your head concern and all that? Why didn't you inform me? Project manager will say like that. Arey, why didn't you tell me earlier? So writing the things in an email always help you later to comfort discomfort to others and comfort yourself. You will be having a proven materialized information in an email, not on air, not on verbal. Okay. Risk management. Yeah, I told you right. Yeah, yeah. Abhay, thank you. Yeah, as long as you understand the things, how to tackle these situations, I'm happy. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, as a BA, how to do risk management? Same thing, right? So whenever you are handling a new project, along with the requirement, you should also visualize, if you're not able to complete this requirement, what kind of risk. If you're not able to develop this API, what kind of risk. If I'm not able to deliver this project in this timeline, what kind of a users, client users list risk. So risk could be implementation point of view, resources availability point of view, release point of view, client acceptance point of view, documentation point of view. Risk you can materialize from all these different angles. And it's not you only who will be contributing in the risk management, risk identification of a risk and mitigation plan, but it's a team who will be basically, you should be bringing team in a meeting room, discuss these points. You can show your whatever the understanding on the risk you are able to identify, show them, throw it out, write it in the document, and then ask them to contribute also. So it's a architect also will contribute, database also engineer also will contribute, developer also contribute, tester also contribute. It's not you only. Okay. So if somebody is asking you to come up with that whole risk, it's not you. Say, sorry boss, I can give some risk analysis based on my understanding, but I need engagement of all my team members also. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm thirsty. I'm hungry because I haven't done the breakfast, guys. I will come tomorrow 11 a.m. sharp. Okay, be ready. We'll continue the discussion. We'll ask and respond more of your queries and all that. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow 11 a.m. sharp. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day. Keep learning. Keep growing. Thank you.